Hello students, this is your course on content marketing. In this video on beginning with website content, we are going to talk about web pages content. Now, in the previous video, we talked about why it is important to begin with a website when you are trying to execute your content marketing strategy, and how a well-designed website can truly deliver the best possible results for your overall content marketing campaign. So now we'll discuss in detail that what are those important and critical web pages that you have to develop one by one if you're working for a brand or a client or a company that doesn't have a website to begin with, or if you're revamping the website of your company, or if you're simply trying to figure out the gaps in the website that already exists, and you want to ensure that whenever whatever kind of content marketing campaigns you will be running, they're going to lead your customers right back to your website, and that website should be matching your customers' expectation that your content campaign formed for them. So to begin with, let's understand the critical information that has to be captured in web pages. So first of all, you have to have a home page which talks about what the company does, what is the value proposition offered to its customers, or what the brand is all about. And this page is like the ultimate destination, the most visited page on the website usually, because this is where customers are likely to land on their own if they're not being prompted or encouraged or led through an inbound link or a promotional campaign. So this has to be the most attractive, the best planned page on the website, and there's just no room for any mistakes here. The next important information that has to be captured on the website is who is the team behind the company, and maybe a little bit about the brand and its journey, and probably what are the values, what are the vision and mission statements that are of the brand that the customers are trying to associate with. And this kind of information is usually captured in the about page. Then you have your products page, and by products I'm using it as a broad term, and it can represent tangible as well as intangible products, meaning you can also consider your services, your company's services, as products over here. And this is a page where you talk about your products and services, their features, benefits, applications, variants, their pricing, where customers can find them, how to use them. So this is a very detailed, broad category page which can be drilled down into various subcategories, and this broad menu page can have many sub pages under it. But the idea is to capture the information that what are the products and services of the company. Then you want to talk about who are your existing clients, and what value you have delivered to them already, and what are they saying about you. So this kind of information is great for social validation. This kind of information can generate a lot of trust in your potential customers, and therefore you can capture this information on your homepage itself, or you can create a special clients page or a customers page where you can upload the brand success stories. You can upload customer testimonials, and you can upload various solutions that you have custom made or designed for different types of customers. You can also talk about your clients if they are belonging to different industries in a dedicated clients page. And that actually makes a lot of sense if you are selling a software product or a hardware product which is having a multi-industry application. Therefore, it doesn't make sense to just include it on the home page. You have to have a dedicated clients or a customers page. Then, what knowledge resources the company can offer to its customers is another critical information that you have to capture on your website. And therefore, usually what you see is a dedicated blog page, or a dedicated downloads page, or a use case page, depending upon the nature of the business and the most preferred content format being used by the company. this knowledge resource page can change. Sometimes you also see the page being named as resources. Ultimately, what the idea here is that you are now generating some kind of learning tools, material resources, which can educate your customers, which can help them understand your products better, help them become more aware of their need, their requirement, and choose the right product from your portfolio, or even if not from your portfolio, from all the variety of offerings available in the market. So this is you doing something extra, something usually free for your customers, and something which can engage them in a more holistic manner. So this is an information which is something most brands put on a back burner, at least while the other pages are being developed. And this is something then which is picked up at a later date and developed over a long period of time. Then, what is the pricing of the company's product and how to request for a quote? This information is again important if you're trying to sell products, services from your website. Even if you don't want customers to place an order from the website and you have sufficient amount of physical distribution channels, putting pricing and pricing related information on your website is a good way to maintain some kind of transparency of communication with your customers. Therefore, this is an information that you should be thinking about including on your website, usually in the form of a special pricing page. Then, how to contact the company is another critical information that you have to put to once again make your brand looks like trustworthy, genuine, actual brand and actual company that has an office, that has a specific email ID, a phone number, and therefore a special contact us page is generally something that you have to design on the website as soon as you plan to publish it. This is also the page which can actually generate a lot of leads for you and get you queries which can then convert into business. So it's absolutely non-negotiable kind of a page. You have to create it. Then you can also have the information pertaining to how to work for the company and what are the job opportunities or career opportunities available in the company. And therefore a special careers page or a jobs page can also be created in the website. And all this kind of content that has to go up on the web platform for the organization is the responsibility of the content marketer. Therefore, in your long-term content marketing plan, in your long-term content marketing strategy, beginning with the website ensures that your foundation, your fundamentals are strong and robust, and any kind of stakeholders, be it investors, customers, employees, that you will bring to your website through various content efforts would see true value and quality in the website as well. And so we'll use these critical information to be captured in web pages as the markers for discussing each web page in detail and how to design it and how it should look like. So let's begin with the homepage content. The homepage, as I said earlier, acts as an anchor for the rest of the site, and if properly designed can dramatically reduce the bounce rate. Since most customers are organically likely to land on the homepage if they are not coming through an inbound link or a ad campaign, this is likely to be a very heavily visited page. And therefore you have to take care of 12 essential components to design a good homepage and ensure that there are no failures here, there are no lackluster or poor content put on the homepage itself. You need to have a good headline. Within 3 seconds, a website needs to answer what does the site offer, and therefore a strong headline is important. It has to be clear and simple, and you should be avoiding fluff, of course. A good subheadline can then support the headline and give a brief description of the value proposition. It can be different, a different way of showing value to the customer, or simply providing additional information that was maybe not captured in the headline. Then you need to mention benefits on the homepage of using your product or your website, and these are basically something that help your prospects want to know more about you, and actually set an impression in their mind whether they want to continue exploring the rest of the site or not. Then there should be clear primary calls to action. Maybe you're asking them for their contact information, whoever is visiting your website. Maybe you want them to start a free trial. Maybe you want them to request for a demo. Maybe you want them to simply subscribe to your blog or your newsletter. This kind of CTA or call to action has to be captured on the homepage without fail, because it's still possible that if the customer only found mediocre kind of relevance or importance on the homepage content, they will leave from there. But you can still get something out of that particular customer visit. Then you have to provide features of your product or your value proposition, because this gives people more of an understanding of what's provided by your products and services. Having said that, it doesn't mean you have to write everything on a single page and then just bombard your visitor with a lot of information. Homepages can have multiple scroll opportunities, and homepages can have multiple folds. Therefore, you have to categorically prioritize your information and arrange it in such a fashion that with every scroll, a customer can learn more about your product, about your brand. Then you can provide customer proof in the form of testimonials or the brands associated with you. You can also provide success indicators in terms of awards, recognitions, or maybe a mega brand or a major brand in the industry that is associated with you. Then you need to have a navigation or a site menu available on your homepage, so that customers who really like what they see on the homepage and want to explore can easily locate other relevant pages on the homepage itself, and they don't have to keep on wondering how to get from one piece of information to another. So you have to keep it simple, should be visible at the top, and a customer should know that this is what or this logo or this symbol or this particular link is going to take them to the site menu, or this is going to help them navigate the website better. Then supporting images can also be included. Most people are visual, so you need to make sure to use an image that clearly indicates what you offer. Makes sense to have relevant, specific, and original images or videos instead of using stock photos, because this is about your company, this is about your brand, and you cannot really have just about any kind of image out there on your homepage representing your business. Then if you're offering some kind of content to generate even more leads from your homepage, you can feature this content like maybe white papers, ebook, or guides, or newsletters, which could be a hook for bringing the customers back to the website, and that should be highlighted on the homepage as well. If you have additional resources, maybe some kind of learning tools, maybe some checklists, maybe some downloads, these could also be made available on the homepage itself, usually associated with the CTA, wherein you ask the customer for contact information and in return provide them with these resources for free. So lastly, secondary calls to action can also be included here, wherein okay, you wanted the customer to you wanted the site visitor to turn into a customer, but they're not ready to buy, but you still want to have their information, or you still want to make them into a follower or a subscriber. So the secondary calls to action can therefore be then put on at the bottom of the page. These could also be reminders of the primary call to action, which you may have put at the first landing page or the first scroll or above the fold design of the home page. So this way, in a nutshell, you're able to concentrate your customer on your website for maybe a couple of minutes, understand your value proposition, and decide whether they want to do business with you or not, whether they want to collaborate with you or not. So keeping this checklist in mind, you can therefore create a great homepage, and as a content marketer you have to therefore source the right content to go in each of these fields to have maximum impact on your website. Then You have your about page where this is the way to tell customers about the brand, its journey, people involved in it, the central values of the company. So, what it should include ideally is the brand story, which could include information like when it was founded, registered, maybe when it went public, or when it went international, or when it diversified. All that kind of information can be given here. Then you can also provide information about the people behind the brand. Usually, about pages talk about the founder and the key leadership. Core teams can also be mentioned here, like the VPs or the writers, depending upon the size of the company. And what is a best practice is to provide photos as well as brief bios of the key people behind the brand, because with photos customers can then put a face to the brand, and with the bios they can also understand the kind of people who are creating the solutions that they like or they would want to buy. So it creates a personal touch in the minds of the customer, and with the most successful brands, about us pages or about pages are actually very frequently visited by their users because they like to know about the brand. Then the vision, mission statement, the values of the brand have to be provided here if the brand has that kind of commitment. And then the core value proposition and diversified interest of the brand can also be mentioned here, although indirectly, because here you're talking more about what the brand stands for and what the company stands for, and you have separate pages to talk about the company value proposition and the products. But maybe in passing, in a sentence or two, the interest of the company and the value proposition can also be mentioned on the good about page. Now, here's an example of the about page of Google. The very first glimpse that you get the above the fold information is their mission statement, which is our mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. And as you scroll down, you find a lot of broad heads of information on the about page itself, and at the very bottom they have provided the our history category where you can see the photos of their founders, and they've given it a very catchy kind of a title, which is from the garage to the Googleplex. If you explore it further, which is actually technically this is what the about page is, you get the history, you get a timeline. It was founded in 98, founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin, then incorporation in 98, initial public offering in 2004. So as I said, you can give a timeline of the major milestones of the company. You can also give a brand story, that how it was developed, how it came to be, and where it has reached in a period of time. So you have to remember something, that the about page also cannot remain static, because new milestones can be achieved, new developments can happen, companies can diversify and go to new places. So the about page has to be updated regularly or revisited to ensure that it is not out of date and it is not something which is not capturing the complete essence of the organization. Then you have your product services page. Now, this is the page to talk in detail about the product and services of the company. So it can include the product service portfolio with images and description of each and every product, and therefore it can have multiple sub pages which are all internally linked for cross sell and upsell options. Then you have your product catalog with a view only option, which can be part of the product service page. This is if you have a limited inventory of products or limited mix of products, and you don't intend to sell those products through the website. The website is just for information, and you want to negotiate with each and every customer on a one-off basis, and therefore you provide information about your products, but you don't allow them to buy, or you don't give them pricing information perhaps. Then you can include features, benefits, and application of the product in detail in these pages, especially if you have separate product specific pages. So each page can have this kind of information. Then you can also have call to actions prompting users to either request a demo or quote for the products from this very page. Or if your website is like an online shop or an e-commerce platform, the call to actions can also prompt users to add the products to the cart and then make the purchase from the website itself. Now, several internal links can be created all over the site to lead to the product service page for more information, which means whether you are at the homepage or in the knowledge pages, knowledge resource pages, you can have the opportunity of inserting internal links which can then bring customers to the product page, especially if your product page is giving the opportunity for customers to buy the product from the website itself, because this is the great way for you to convert users who are just on the website for information into customers who came seeking info but landed up buying something. So this is a very good content marketing practice, and is something to be kept in mind when designing their products and services page, as well as the rest of content on the website. Now this is a good example of a product service page. Once again, I've used the website of Google to see their product page. As you can see, they have broad product categories which are listed at the top: search and explore, watch and play, devices made by Google, use anywhere, talk and text, stay organized, work smarter, grow your business. And then there is a composite page where you can see all the products at one go. So each broad category, for instance, in case of search and explore, they have these three products, which is Google Search, Google Maps, and Google Translate. So they have given a little bit of description of each product. They have given the logo, they have given the name of the product, they have even given the screens indicative of how the product looks like on the mobile devices of their users. And then they have clear call to actions under each product, which is either you can get started or you can ask for support. So with get started, they are appealing to new customers who have never used the product before, and with support, they are appealing to existing customers who have probably come seeking some kind of solution or some kind of support from the company whose product they have already been using. So it's a great clean way to give the broad product categories at the top, and then provide very brief yet effective, potent information about each product on their products page. Now this can really change for B2C companies, and this can really change for companies with physical products that have more detailed features and value proposition. But I thought that this could really open up your mind about how it can be done in a single page with minimum possible words to maximum possible impact. Then you can also see that for their calls to action, it can have a little bit of more detail for one product compared to another. For instance, their grow your business products, which are their business offerings and are usually paid products like Google Ads, AdSense, and Google Analytics. The design is very similar to what we saw in the previous slide, but for the CTA of support for Google Analytics, they have the option of learn more and sign up, along with get it on App Store and get it on Google Play, which means that they understand that anyone who is visiting this website can choose to learn more about the product and can sign up from the website, but eventually the product is going to be used as an application, and that cannot happen if the user is on the desktop. So what they have given in the support itself is that the viability, the feasibility of the user to get the product which is an app from App Store or from Google Play. The same options are not available in AdSense and Google Ads, which are usually accessed by customers on their desktops or laptops. So their support options are just learn more and sign up. So what they have done here is that for specific to the product, understanding how the customer uses that product, they have created customized CTAs and customized content. Then The next important information that you have to place on your website is your client information, which we talked about, that it could be a separate page which is talking about customers, or it could be on your home page. The idea is to generate some kind of social validation and trust in your potential customers and the larger customer community, and show to your customers the kind of value that you have delivered to various brands. So, providing information about past clients and their testimonials is a great way to generate customer trust. And it assigns brand value through association also. For instance, if you're a small organization that is selling billing services and you land up getting Pepsi as a customer, definitely it's going on your website and definitely it's going on your homepage if you have successfully served the brand. And the moment a new potential customer sees that Pepsi is one of your ex clients, uh, through association they see you as a good brand. Through association with a good brand, they see you as a trustworthy and an important brand, or at least an up and coming brand that they can also buy from. Now, this type of content therefore can be placed on the home page with client brand logos, and more detailed success stories or client testimonials can be provided in a separate page. Now, this here is an example of, once again, Google giving their client stories, which is on their separate communities page or clients page, and this is where a user has been spreading peace with a bicycle and Google Translate. So this particular customer has been using Google Translate, and Google, with a mission of making information accessible universally, have created their clients page from that insight and that perspective, and they have given it a more of a social twist rather than business or profitability twist. What alternatively can be seen here is that on the Qualtrics XM website, where they have really boasted about their customer portfolio and mentioned it on the homepage itself, that they have 11,000 plus of the world's best brands. And then they have gone on to list the logos of the prominent brands that are associated with them. You can see that they have Adidas, they have Uber, Coca-Cola, they have Pfizer, Porsche, Hulu, PepsiCo, Allianz, Samsung, Spotify, Philips, Dell, you name it, and the top brand is there. What they have also done is they have created a special customers page, as you can see it in the site menu on the top, and this is where they have given special use cases and special brand success stories with some of their most prominent customers who are willing to participate in sharing more detailed feedback and testimonials. So this company has actually impressed upon any visitor on the website that they are clearly market leaders, because they have delivered value over years to the best brands in their respective industries, and they know what they're doing. And then for those who are more interested to know how this value was delivered and they're not just bluffing, they have created a separate customers page as well. So, as a content marketer, you may be required to participate in acquiring of such data from the relevant teams in the organization, and then building story based or humanized content around it, and use it to the maximum possible leverage for your brand. Then we come to the knowledge resources content. This category can have several subcategories and hundreds of pages offering additional knowledge and learning content to site users. As we discussed earlier, this is something that is developed by companies over a long period of time, because it's not priority one. Once the other pages are ready, the company starts building this page. But this page can actually drive a lot of long-term value, and therefore is not limited to just a few subcategories or sub pages. Can have hundreds of resources included under it. It can be aimed at customers, vendors, as well as employees, and can include varied types of content formats for marketing and brand development purpose, which means that the flexibility is immense. There are no standard structures really, and content marketers can learn from the market how they're responding to different types of content formats, and keep on bringing innovation and creativity to this particular broad page. This content also supports organic search and optimization goals, and therefore is not to be taken lightly. And if search engine ranking is an ambition of the organization, that this is the way to go. Now, once again, I've taken the example of Qualtrics. As you can see here, they have a dedicated resources page. The broad page opens up to 4 subcategories, and these are what is XM. These are the types of posts which are talking about their products in detail, and usually talking about how to use their products in detail. Then they have resources or content formats like webinars, events, and they are listed separately. Other resources are like the original research which the company may have conducted with their clients, and some of it, of course, with the copyright, is available to their general customers and any site visitor. Then they have developed case studies, they have some templates which are meaningful for conducting research for their potential clients. They have ebooks, they have blog, and they have news. And this is the heart of the resources which they have created. They also have some support material like certifications, the community of users that can offer a lot of insights into how their products can be of use, different integrations, and the possibility in the way in which Qualtrics can be integrated into the existing infrastructure of a potential customer, professional services, product updates, and the XM marketplace. These support resources are also something which are updated regularly as the company keeps coming up with new product updates or new solutions or new services for their existing as well as new clients. So in all, what the company has done here is they have created a repository of content which is very powerful, very robustly designed to appeal to a very varied kind of customer segments, and irrespective of what they're looking for, they are likely to find it here. And this is the heart of the activity which a content marketer then engages in once the website is ready. Then you have your pricing page. The pricing page, as we discussed earlier, can be created if the company has standardized pricing plans for the product and need to explain the differential value to the customers. Now, usually it is true for intangible products wherein the customer can't really understand the cost behind the product development and doesn't really know how much they want to pay for that particular product or solution or service. So the company has to invest some effort in educating the customer, informing them that what they are paying for, why they are paying for it, and if they have multiple price points, then what is the comparison between the products which are available at different price points. The several CTA buttons can be included to prompt customer to try or buy the product, as you can see in the example over here. Pop-ups can also be included to offer personalized guidance and support for selecting the right plan and pricing. So let's go back to this example over here. What you can see here is the company has 4 clear pricing plans, starting with free, going up to basic, pro, and enterprise. So what they have done is they have given comparable features for each plan for a customer to understand what kind of value they are achieving with each pricing. The free plan also is offering a good deal of value, but it is getting magnified multifold as your plans progress further. Then you have the get started call to action button for your free plan, because obviously it's a free plan, you don't need a free trial for it, you just simply get started with the plan. But for the other paid plans, you have an opportunity for a free trial, and therefore the CTA button is different for all the 3 plans, which is start the free trial. Then there are some internal links and outbound links which are built into the pricing information on the page. And at the bottom you can see that to get personalized guidance and support for choosing the right plan, you can also reach out to the company. So this is a great way to communicate to the customer that what they are getting what value they are receiving for the money that they are paying. And for products that are not just like add to cart kind of transactions, or products that are not having a standard price attached to them in the marketplace, this page can make a lot of difference in generating business or converting leads into customers for a company. Here's another example of a company like SEMrush, which is marketing service provider, especially digital marketing and content marketing service provider. And this is the various plans that they offer. And as you can see here, they also have a build monthly and build annually option given at the top itself. And this is a CTA button. You can select whether you want to be billed monthly or you want to be billed annually. And they have clearly indicated that if you go for annual billing, you will get a 16% saving on the price. Then they have also used some psychological pricing over here. So there's no flat rate of $100 per month. The rate is $99.95. It's true for their pro, guru and business plans. And the idea here is to make the customers feel that the pro plan is actually available at under $100, or the guru plan is actually available for under $200, making the customers convinced that they are getting really great value over here. In typical fashion, they have a comparison of features for all three plans. For the pro and the guru plan, they have the opportunity for the customers to try it for free. But for the business plan, which is meant for agencies or e-commerce projects and businesses with extensive web presence, they don't offer a free plan. And therefore, the direct CTA button is subscription. For the other two plans, subscription is secondary CTA, as you can see here. So this is how a pricing page can be created for a website. And from a content marketing perspective, where you come in is providing information for comparison and for justification of pricing. Then you have your contact page, and this page can generate leads for the business, as we discussed earlier, and thus must have clear call to actions and content guiding users to reach out to the company. Information like email ID, phone number, physical address, branch locations, even a map excerpt can be added to this page, making it easier for customers to access the company. Dynamic forms can also be included to facilitate immediate connect, which you can see here in this example over here. The company Black Sheep Web Design has created a dynamic form on their contact us page. So although they have given their phone number information to encourage customers to contact them directly, they are also happy to address customer queries if they simply fill in this form where they have to provide their name, their email, the subject and the message, and then simply send a mail from the website itself. So what this helps in avoiding is that a customer may feel lazy or hesitant in changing the window, going to their email inbox and then create a mail, copy the email ID from here and then go there. So to avoid all that switching of windows and fearing that the customer will then therefore procrastinate taking the action, you can encourage them to take the action on the contact page itself and submit a query for the product or the solution that you're trying to sell. So it's a great way to capture the customer in the moment itself. And that's how most companies generate leads through this page. Then you have your jobs or careers page, which if the company enjoys a positive employer brand and maintains ongoing recruitment requirements, maybe due to growth or expansion, this page can attract valuable talent to the company at minimal cost. Because believe me, recruitment costs are hefty if you want to attract the right talent for the right positions. So having this page means that you are not reaching out to the right candidates are reaching out to you in most situations. So this page can include information about the company culture, perhaps a newsletter that talks about the happenings in the organization, especially from the perspective of what the teams are up to, what the life is like at the organization. Then you can provide information about teams working in the company, maybe a glimpse at what their achievements are, who the key team players are, and what their messages are, and what their experience with the brand is. You can also provide information about HR best practices, and available job openings and locations and descriptions can be provided. The recruitment process can also be provided here if a standard process is in place and you want all your potential hires to go through the same process. So that is also something that can be included. And CTAs have to be once again clearly mentioned to prompt application submission. Whether you want the potential recruits to submit their application on the page itself, or you want to provide them with an email ID here and ask them to follow certain instructions to write to you, that is something that the brand has to decide at the HR function level. But as content marketer, you're responsible for designing the content that can really talk to the target audience here, which is potential employees. So the objective of this page is actually a little different from that of the rest of the pages, because this is not focusing on customers, it's focusing on employees, and therefore the tone, the message can be slightly different from what you are projecting on the rest of the website, but still it has to be consistent with your brand voice. Now here's an example of the company Zappos and of their job page, and they've kept a very light tone here wherein they are inviting people to become Zappos insider. There is a dynamic form wherein potential recruit can submit their name, email information, jobs of interest, attach a resume, and then sign up, which means they're creating a pipeline of talent for themselves. And if in and when there would be a requirement which matches this particular profile, Zappos can have ready talent waiting for them and simply reach out to them. So it's a great design for a careers page, and it really talks to the kind of people the company wants to work with. And these are people who are not really looking for opportunities maybe actively, but they want to be open to the option of working for Zappos. As you can see in the description also, they have talked about how the culture at the company is like, and they want to talk about things that are fun, the Zani culture, and special insider perspective is of value to them. So they know the kind of talent they want to attract, and therefore that is the kind of message they have created here, and that is the kind of opportunity they have created here on their job or careers page. This is something again which is, and this copy here is not written by their HR, it's written by their content marketers. So that's about the different web pages that are required to make your website ready for achieving your content marketing goals. Next up, we'll talk about optimizing the website content once it's ready. Until then, thank you.